Hello, this is Linda Vetras Nichols, evolutionaryhealer.com, and I have with me the most amazing person, Charlotte Olsson Bauer. Welcome, Charlotte.
Hi, Linda. Thank you so much for having me. Great to be here.
Wonderful to have you, my dear. And you're in sunny New York, aren't you?
Sunny New York with a touch of snow, but the sun is shining. That's the main thing.
The sun is shining. I love it. Okay, so Charlotte, tell us a little bit about your story of transformation. I mean, you even like had measles when you were little, and you ended up with lazy eye, and even like bullying's in your story. So tell us a little bit about where you came from, what you went through, and how you got to here, where what you're doing right now.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Um, yes, my love with style began as a child.
Mm,
I have a very eclectic mum who is always stylish and really creating outfits um, that really basically told the world who she was. So I was always inspired even from that age. And
mm-hmm,
like you touched upon, as a child, I got measles, I got a lazy eye. I was already quite a bit of an introvert and very skinny, quite shy.
mm,
And I think through that experience, that brought on a lot of, obviously, yeah, the bullies and the name calling, and that just sort of stuck with me, and it really did affect my confidence. And that's really when my love for the arts began, and being a naturally creative person anyway, that is, where I continue to go. I mean, my first job was in a clothing boutique. I went on to model. I Then I went on with my degrees in fashion and textile design. So overall, I have 20 years in the fashion industry in different areas, and it's been a great experience. But when my children were about 1 and 3,
mm-hmm,
um, really the overwhelm of working 70 hours a week and all that sort of thing just completely took its toll. And so I
mm.
became a stay-at-home mum for a few years,
Okay.
which was again a fantastic experience. Being
Yes.
at home with my little ones, and completely different to obviously working constantly, and so it was a big adjustment there too. So at the end of 2014, it was like, okay, it's time to go back to work. What what am I going to do? And the thought of going back into the rat race and not having that work-life balance, and the thinking of long commutes and not seeing my children or being able to, pop in and see them at school when I can, really sent me into, oh my goodness. And,
Mm.
and, and what I found over the time I was at home, I was in lots of mum groups, and I was around a lot of women who are experiencing, a lot of changes in terms of going back to work, body image issues from having children, trying to dress for their new shape. And I came a real sort of support, from closet audits to shopping trips. And I really found myself, I think, connecting, to those women through those confidence issues because I've been there. I know what it feels like.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I think, you know, the reason I decided to start my own company, Style Flair, was, to combine my talents of style and being able to connect to people and help women, worldwide feel good about how they feel and create a
Mhm.
signature style that they love.
I love that story. And fleur is French for flower. And you were kind of like, this bud and it maybe, all the bullying and whatever sort of stalled out you really opening that bud. So I love the name Style Fleur for your business name too.
Yeah, that was what actually a great point, Linda. That's one of the reasons I did, just really seeing and myself bloom over
Yeah.
time, how supporting other women to do that, and that's one of the reasons I did come up with that name.
Love that part. Okay, so create a signature style. And we're going to go over expressing yourself authentically, the essence of you, and stepping out in confidence. Is there anything you want to talk about here before we move on to expressing yourself authentically?
I think just these things together is really how we can go and break down into points of how lots of different things and that combines obviously being authentic
Hmm.
and creating um, creating an overall feeling of who you are so people recognize you for you.
Yeah, I love it. You're really the expert of that. You had experience with your mother and, just you kind of holding back and then blooming and, you're really all about this is who you really are. I don't know of anybody else doing that specific work that you're doing. It makes you very unique to the marketplace. Okay. So, anything else you want to say or what do you want to move on?
We can move right on. Yeah.
All right. So expressing yourself authentically. Then what you touched on it, but what else does that mean for you personally?
All authentic. I mean, with that word thrown around so much. I mean, what really does it mean? I mean, it combines so many elements, and it's expressing who you are down to the core. So, even though yes, I'm a stylist, it's all about connecting that inner and outer, um, and being, the personality. That's so much part of style and what you do. What
Hmm.
it is about obviously your body shape, um, your skin tone, your hair color, your eye color. Um, that we're all unique. And your personality, whether you're bold or bubbly or you're more of the introvert and quite shy, I think personality type plays such an important part in being your authentic self and being unique.
Right. When I had a gymnastics accident in high school, it kind of like was threatening to completely end my dance career. And I just once I got, married and into special ed and stuff, I just became the special ed teacher. And I lost my true identity, which is dancer. I am strong. You need to be strong to dance. I have a strong personality. I'm very much about flow and synergy, and I am the dancer. And it took me a long time to, come back around to who I really um, am and how I truly express myself in the world. So, yeah, I just love your work. Okay, so personality type. What can you tell us about that?
And just what I touched upon with that sort of personality type, it's the what we just discussed. It's the mixture of who you are. So yes, are you that confident person? Are you love being an extrovert and around lots of people? And it really goes with the inner confidence and believing in yourself. Um, you know, Believing that you have gifts to share with this world, believing that loving the differences about you, um, and what makes you special. It's so important that we sort of tap into that, and that's part of, like you were saying, that's part of that authenticity too. Is knowing from our experiences and things around us that where does that inner confidence come from, and it encapsulates all of those things.
Nice, very cool. And how about the environment? How does that affect us, or how do we express authentically? Where does environment come in?
And it's we're influenced throughout from childhood, from travel, from where we live. So, for example, if you've traveled a lot throughout the world, and that's the thing, like ethnic prints could be because you lived in Africa as a child and you still love that, to this day, and they're vibrant and those prints. And I think the environment around you too is you know where you're not only where you're located, that sort of thing. It just it 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 really does encapsulate, like I said, the three things together.
Awesome. Very, very cool. Okay, the essence of you. So there's things like your life experiences then that play into the essence, which you kind of just mentioned. So I'll let you keep going on this slide.
And it's like you touched upon too with your, your gymnastics, things that have happened to us. I think, we make us who we are. We all have life lessons to learn.
Hmm.
Um, and I think it makes a really big impact um, on that collection of things, and that's what I was talking about, that gift and what makes you unique. And a lot of that is your life experiences. It's what's happened to you into life to make you the person that you are. And going back
Hmm.
to me and not having that confidence, even though I've gone on to achieve a lot, I still had that feeling of sort of not quite feeling good enough, but still having the you know the move to the drive to keep going and learn from my experiences, and that's part of who I am. And I think I'm proud of all those experiences because it's made me who I am. It's made me stronger, and it's made obviously made me able to help others, which is
Yeah. How about for you, like even as a child maybe, but what has always lit you up or what does light you up now?
really going back to Fleur, you know, really helping women bloom. And that you know, having that something that makes you, really ignites your soul, makes you excited, makes you, passionate about what you're doing.
Yeah,
You know,
people say what gets you up in the morning, and really, you get into like some people get into high-end coaching um masterminds or whatever, and it's like, okay, everybody get matched up with oh, I'm forgetting the word now. Accountability partner. And it's like, guess what? If you're really in alignment and you're really doing what lights you up, you so don't need an accountability partner at all. What I've learned. And I just have this rant on that. My point of view here is that if you're somewhat, not motivated and you're feeling you need this accountability partner, don't get somebody who flips it with you. You're theirs and they're yours because you let each other off the hook way too much. So just push through it so that somebody gets you to what you're lighting up about, and then you don't need one.
uh,
Okay. So colors that make you smile. Let's talk about that.
well, I mean, one of the things that I work on with clients is too is that color can make such an impact on the way you feel. And knowing, what colors to wear for you and your personality, it really, you're going to wake up that morning, and if you have a color that really, makes you smile, makes you feel good, um, you know, it's again, it's wearing little things like accessorizing with a little bit of color, wearing something that as a gift, say, from your child, a handmade bracelet with your favorite colors in it, whatever it may be. Those sort of things too. The things around you in your interiors, all those sort of things can really, you know, they're part of you. It's what you surround yourself with. Whether it's colors you're wearing or again in your environment.
Yeah, the whole color thing is so magical, and it can lift your vibration, just like you said. It's what feels good on you. I went to a chiropractor who really understood energy medicine, and he actually had glasses that you could put on. They were either yellow or red lenses, blah, 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 lots of colors. And he would test like my liver and, oh, your liver's a little weak today. And don't quote me because I'm not remembering the therapy well, but so he'd have me wear the yellow glasses because that's for raising vibration of, say, liver, and red was, I think, for the kidneys. Like I said, don't quote me. So that fascinates me though. And then Erlin lenses is something that they've used even with kids with autism to do some really amazing things. So yes, we are so influenced by color, and we can even use color medicinally, if you will. Very cool. All right, so stepping out in confidence, and that's really what you're all about. So tell us a little bit more about that.
It is. We are like like I said, we're all so unique, and we need to celebrate that. And I mean, as women as well, we do tend to beat ourselves up a little bit. And you've got to tap into your strength and really, like I say, really tap into your special gifts and your experiences and what you have to give to the world. And I really think that, once you know what that gift is that you have to share,
Mhm.
that's when that blooming blooming begins.
Yeah, it's that cup runneth over kind of thing. And when your cup runneth over, then there's plenty for everybody. And as moms, we forget about really tapping into, well, our self-care, but also what just really helps us to express who we are and our passions. And then, when mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy idea, it's the flip of that. Then everybody's happy because mama's happy. So very cool. You be the best mom. Yeah, I love it. And wife, that's for sure. So, and I know for me, I'm a manifesting generator. I can manifest something and I can hold that manifestation, but I won't manifest unless I'm happy. So it's important for me to really be tapping into, okay, well, what's, really turning your crank now? And it changes a little bit too, but I've always made sense of things so that I carry that throughout my life, whether I'm conscious of it or not. And when I'm really doing that, then I am happy and my cup runneth over.
Absolutely, and that's tapping in, like we're saying, that's tapping into the essence of you.
Mm,
It's getting a lot of time as well. It's even with style, it's getting over the little things of it's that fear, pushing through that fear and taking the leap anyway.
yeah.
Different changes in your style, and it really is a big just push on through, take that leap. You never know what's
Yeah.
going to happen on the other side.
I know, right? That's for sure. Yeah, this is exciting. And color and style, and working with you, it's actually like you're the bridge from, who they really are to, how they choose to express in the world. But if you don't quite know who you are and, what really ramps up who you are. So I really see you as a bridge. The bloom thing too.
Absolutely, and that's where the connecting the inner and the outer comes. I mean, it's all very well, a lot of things, people think, okay, stylists are just for celebrities. No, we're just like women, just like you and I, that, like you were saying, that bridge of knowing, okay, I don't want to look like the woman on the Vogue magazine because that's
Yeah.
not me,
Right.
or the mannequin in the shop window. I want to feel like me, so I show up in the world as myself, and just giving those tools and strategies to connect those two and how to dress, um, to encapsulate all of those things is what really lights me up to see that happen too, and to support
Right.
people with the process.
Yeah, that showing up as me is a lot about, at least for women in my age group, it's a lot about that permission because we were told how to show up. You look ugly without your lipstick. You're too pale. Wear your lipstick. Just all these little things that kind of talk in our heads and freak us out as we get older. So nowadays you see people on Periscope like with no makeup, and oh my gosh, my 80-year-old mother would be completely aghast with that one. Like, why would you want to show up like that? And it's like, it's giving women permission to show up like that. Like, it doesn't change who you are, whether you have your makeup on or not, whether you have your nails done or not. And there are women younger usually they they would never show up without their makeup. They are so connected to who they are. They're like okay in the world if they have their makeup on. And I live in a place where I can go out without my makeup, and my makeup really does make my look. And so it is a very plain Jane you get, and not have them go, ooh, it's really been nice and freeing. And then people showing up without makeup on Periscope, and that's been important for me to shift out of the paradigm I was raised in.
That's a really good point, Linda, because it is so true that it and it comes into the next point of where are you right now? It no matter sort of where you are in the day, it's feeling comfortable in the skin you are in. So like you say, even if you're jumping on Periscope as a stylist, if I have no makeup on and I'm just done the school run, I'm still me. I still have you know, the same knowledge and the same things that I want to share. And the real me will shine through regardless.
Right.
Um, so it's when it comes to confidence, and a lot of time the women that a lot of entrepreneurs are mums that I've been working with who have had those changes, and for example in body shape and dressing for a new body. And a lot of we beat ourselves up a lot of the time about how we look,
Hmm.
um, and it's accepting, sort of where you are and looking in the mirror and going, wow, rather than, oh, my shoulders are too narrow or my legs aren't long enough.
Yeah.
It's definitely starting with those positives and
Mhm.
wow, and things that, like you're saying, whether it be, I have a great smile, I have great hair. It's recognizing those in yourself,
Mhm.
and feeling comfortable with that. So even if you're either at home or you're online with a client or you're off to a photo shoot, feeling that confidence in yourself, where
Right.
you are right now, not when you've lost, um, 10 pounds, or when you've had like you say, the complete makeover. It,
Mhm.
it really is about, feeling that power from within.
Yeah. And what you put your energy to, that's what's going to show up to others. If you're putting your energy into your shoulders are too small, instead of just doing something that, broadens them so it really accentuates your tiny waist or whatever it is. Yeah. So if we're focusing in on um, what we do really like, it's a good place to start till we like everything. But yeah, I hear you. And that to me, like when I got engaged, like everybody noticed my ring because I was putting energy there. I was noticing my ring, and then everybody was noticing my ring. I just found that so fascinating. So it really is an energetic thing that you're putting out. So if you don't want people to notice that your shoulders are narrow, then don't notice it and deal with it in your whole, you know, style.
And that's exactly, and that's where I come in, like you were saying again, that bridge, and then enhancing those positives and that energy. You
Mhm.
start to forget. It's a process, but you start to forget about all those so-called imperfections,
Mhm.
that we all beat ourselves up about.
Yeah, and we always think other people don't have them. And it's like, if you're really, sat down, somebody probably has five more than you or whatever. I have a friend, Mylene Elke, and she has cerebral palsy and it's more waist down, so it affects her legs. And, I don't see it. And she projects a whole, you know, functional body. There isn't anything that stops her. She has always just been another one of the kids. And I mean, to watch her go upstairs, it takes like 10 times more energy than you and I. 10 at least, if not more. I mean, it's almost like I'd be exhausted. And she has just pushed herself all her life to that's nothing. I mean, she'll go up and down the stairs like you forgot something. Oh, she'll go get it. It's like how does she do that? But she's seen herself as whole and nothing gets in her way. And it's been really interesting to know her from the online world, and then to become such good friends that she came to Asheville, North Carolina from Germany to stay with us for 3 days, and we met up with her again in Georgia when she was visiting in Georgia. So Yeah, it's I love when my offline friends they show up in the flesh at my door. So, okay, let's keep going. So, ask for the positives others see. Oh my gosh, we always hear the negatives, or we might hear five positives and one negative, and all we're going to remember is the negative. So, again, focusing on your attributes, focusing on, okay, what are the positives, and asking for input from others wow, that's really a good one.
Yeah, I really, I'm a big believer in that, going back to the you know, your attributes and your so-called negatives. If you
Mhm.
ask, so we'll go back to, for again, we'll use the narrow shoulder thing again, but that if you ask your family, your friends, your online friends, um, you know, what they see in you, um, they're not going to be focusing on those things. They're going to see that, oh my gosh, the vibrant personality, big smile, the way you laugh and you light up a room, um, the energy. They don't they are not going to really, tap in to what you've been worrying about and what you focus in on. Um,
Right. It is all about them, just like in sales. It's all about them. So, what oh my gosh, her laugh makes me happy. People say that to me, and it's like, really? And and I've heard when you walk into a room, you light up a room, and it's like, okay, we don't know that, we don't see that, and it's so important for us to hear it, especially if we were raised with tons of negatives, or just tended to focus on the negatives, even though we were even getting some positives.
Absolutely, and I think the whole thing of then enhancing through style and showing them what to wear to light them up. So even if they're, working just online or they're doing live events, they know that they're showing up as themselves. And if they can start focusing on those positive things too, that's when that whole confidence and you are showing up as you.
Right.
And it really seeing seeing the confidence in some of the women that I know who've been through this experience, that their self-esteem and their self-worth,
Hmm.
feeling a bit more comfortable with who they are,
Right.
just through enhancing. And it's not about wearing the designer clothes or anything like it. It's about, again, going back to that authenticity, um,
Mhm.
and you're dressing to impress you and how you feel comfy.
Beautifully said, Charlotte. Beautifully said. Wow. Okay, so Charlotte has a wonderful gift for everybody. 5 ways to elevate your style as a female entrepreneur. I love it. Tell us about your gift.
So it is just a free five ways that you can just right now um, elevate your style. And that's just
Okay.
a few easy steps from preparing outfits the night before, style formula tips. It just really is a fun giveaway to get you on a start to obviously dressing to feel like the unique and special you that you are.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So you can just go back out to the email that you got into, you clicked this recording, the link for this recording. Go back to your email, and underneath Charlotte's picture and bio is her gift for you. 5 ways to elevate your style as a female entrepreneur. I love it. Thanks again, Charlotte. That's awesome. All
You're
right.
And
This
thank
was so much fun. Thank you. You were hitting on the small shoulders, and I do have them, but I don't have pads in. It was great when the day when pads were in, but just even a cut like this, broadens my shoulders because I do have a smaller waist, and it does accentuate it then.
It's all about balance and just know I'm narrow shouldered too. I'm very tall, but I'm still a pear shape, and it's just knowing how to
Yeah.
balance and it's a great jacket on you, Linda.
Thank you, darling. It's been fun. It's really been fun. It's actually Cabby. It's a few years old, Cabby, and a lot of their clothing seems to work pretty well on me. So very cool. All right, my dear. Well, thank you again. I'm just so honored to have you and to also get to know you better personally.
Thank you so much, Linda. This has been a great experience, and the same thing. I think it's been really fun, and I've
Good.
really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yep. Fun's my middle name. It's my number one core value. Fun, freedom, love. And I tried to switch it up one time. It's like, okay, so I'm just gonna, freedom. Okay, so I'm gonna just make more money so I have freedom. It's like didn't work. It Everything I did had to have the fun in it, or it just wouldn't happen, right? So I make money when I have fun. So thanks again. Bye bye, Charlotte.
Thank you so much, Linda.
You're so welcome. Bye.